What's crackin' Money Ballers? My name is Bunny Tears, and welcome to yet another Destiny gameplay commentary, this time entitled My Honest Review of Destiny, or just Destiny Honest Review. I'm undecided so far. But anyway, I know there's been a number of reviews that have come out for Destiny, especially because of how controversial the release of it has been. However, I wanted to bring you my personal opinions on the game because although there are a lot of negatives, there are a lot of positives when it comes to Destiny, and I wanted to give you guys an accurate representation of whether or not you should buy the game, rather than just an angry rant, if that makes sense. But before I do that, if you do hear any sounds of children, muffled screams and things like that, it's because they're running around outside having a great time. It's not because they're tied up in my cupboard. So, let's move on to the actual Destiny review. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about, which everyone seems to be talking about, is the story of Destiny itself. Now, of course, Bungie being involved in the production of this game means that a lot of people were expecting a very high-class storytelling game, probably because of the Halo releases. All of the Halo games have amazing story, and in my opinion, the storytelling of those particular games by Bungie was probably some of the best out of any game that's ever been created. I mean, I can honestly say that the Halo series is one of the only series where I've been really invested in the characters, where I've been really invested in the story, and I've really felt involved in the story. So, of course, with mentions of Bungie coming out, teaming up with other producers of games, and bringing out this monster of a game, this huge game, with all of this hype, I was excited. Now, the main things that, of course, were mentioned before the game's actual release was that it was going to have MMO elements, an open-world, first-person shooter, with multiplayer elements. It was hard to really tell what it was when it was first being released, but I do need to talk about my opinions before the game's release, because it's something we do need to talk about more in the video game industry, because really, any negative feelings towards Destiny itself has to be a product of miscommunication between the game developer and the consumer before the release of the game. No one's buying the game knowing exactly what to expect, and that's why so many people are disappointed, because they were expecting one thing based on trailers and things like this, and they were given another thing. So I'm going to talk about the communication between the actual game developers and the consumers before the game was released. Specifically, the trailers that were released. So, when we're talking about story, the main reason people thought that the story was going to be so good was because of the trailers. If you look at these trailers, I've got, well, 5 listed here. I've got the official Destiny E3 trailer, New Beginnings, official Destiny live action trailer, Become Legend, which was amazing, official Destiny launch gameplay trailer, official Destiny E3 gameplay trailer, and the Law of the Jungle trailer. Now, if we start off with official Destiny E3 trailer, you'll find that 70%, around 70%, not exactly 70%, of the video was cinematics, and that kind of suggests a story-based game. And then, of course, the official Destiny live action trailer was 100% cinematics, but it wasn't really based on the story, so you can kind of give them that one, and that trailer was unbelievable. But again, it was entirely cinematics. Then the official Destiny launch gameplay trailer was only really 5% actual gameplay, and it was about 95% of gameplay cinematics. Now, for those of you that don't know what gameplay cinematics are, it's basically where technically everything you're seeing is gameplay. It's all done within the game engine, and it's all things that you would experience as a player in-game. However, it's not shown from your perspective. It's shown from a camera's perspective, or a third-person perspective, or things like this. Things that basically mean the game developer has chosen an angle that makes a certain scene in the gameplay seem a lot more... I don't know what the correct word would be to use here, but it makes it seem a lot more like a storytelling game than it would if it was actually showing this gameplay from the player's perspective. Then, of course, we've got the official Destiny E3 gameplay trailer, which, again, was about 85% gameplay cinematics, not gameplay, about 10% actual cinematics and about 5% of actual gameplay from the player's perspective. Again, that kind of suggests it's going to be a very story-based game when the gameplay trailers even involve cinematics. Then, of course, we've got the Lore of the Jungle, which again was 100% cinematic, but was amazing again. But the main problem with these were all great trailers. They were all very exciting, but they all contain a level of narrative that suggests that there will be a story for you to clutch onto when you buy this game. Every single trailer has someone talking over the top of it, or someone talking in it, that kind of gives the impression there's going to be a great story here. And then, of course, when you buy the game, I mean, I've played 24 hours so far of Destiny, not as much as many other people, but I've only experienced less than 30 minutes of actual cinematic footage dedicated to storytelling. 24 hours and less than half an hour of dedicated storytelling time. That's misleading. I mean, in my opinion, what they've done here, they've released a game for full price that should be a free-to-play game. I mean, if they're going to be releasing DLCs that then actually tell the story of the story, I will buy those. You know, I will buy those, but I'm not happy to have bought the game without the complete story, because why pay full price for it? Base game makes no sense, okay? I don't want to pay full price for something and then not know what's going on in the world around my player, and then just repeat the same things over and over and over again to try by pure chance and gain some good gear. Because there is no gear system. It's just, if you play 100 times, maybe you'll get lucky. That's it. You did better than someone else? Too bad. You didn't get lucky. They got lucky. So they get something. You don't get anything when they just turned up 5 minutes towards the end of the game. So there's a lot of problems, but at the same time, I have played over 24 hours of this. And usually when I review a game, what I tend to do is I'll take the price that I paid for that game and divide it by the amount of hours that I spent playing that game, and then kind of work out my cost per hour. And with this, with Destiny, that makes this a very good game, because even though I paid full price for it, if you divide that full price by 24 hours, you'll find out that per hour of entertainment you're getting, you're paying a pretty good price, like a very good price, in fact, compared to a lot of other full price games. But at the same time, to say that it has MMO elements is technically true, but it's slightly misleading. I expected it to have actual MMO elements, and really the character progression elements that are there aren't specifically MMO related. They're not detailed enough to be MMO related or to have MMO elements. And also their mention of the open world, it's not really an open world. You can't go from A to B as the crow flies. There is a set path that you have to follow if you want to go to a certain place. I don't like that either. It feels like a Halo game. That's exactly what it feels like. In Halo, it's not considered a free roam game, but you walk down a path from A to B, beginning of the mission to end of the mission, with maybe some side routes that you take to complete certain sub-missions. That's what this feels like. If you wanted to go to a certain area to do a mission, you'd have to go from the exact same spawn point, through the exact same enemies, through the exact same areas every time to get to that exact same area. There's no second route. There's no second... It's not like I can take a right, go around a different city, go around a different town, and end up in the same place. There's only one route to get to everywhere. But at the same time, like I said, I've spent so much time playing it, I can't really complain. But anyway, guys, that's my review of Destiny. It is more negative than positive, but at the same time, it's a very good game. I would recommend getting it, because they're probably going to do some amazing things with it in the future. At least I hope so. Apart from that, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video, which is a lot more kind of deep and meaningful. But apart from that, I guess that's pretty much me done. So yeah, have a great day and burn it out, bitches! What's cracking, Bunny Bullets? My name is Bunny Tears. When I went to Sidari on holiday, I decided that I was going to do something a little bit of a surprise for you guys. I was just going to start vlogging, start recording things when I arrived, start uploading them, and it'd be like, bam, by the way, I'm in Sidari. People tend to evaluate your value as a person based on things that aren't necessarily the content of your character. Now, I know this sounds like a terrible thing. You're not going to be able to change it. You're not going to be able to change the world. So you might as well use